Let's check and see how we can use that survey record, which has distance and angle, to actually draw. Now I've got the property already shown here so that you can sort of use it as a reference. But I'm going to do a couple other things first. One, I'm going to make sure that I can see this dynamic input control and that it's off. I really want to have that off. To do that, I go to the three little buttons and I make sure that my dynamic input, wherever that is on here, it's on here somewhere. Dynamic input, where is my dynamic input? There it is checked so that my button shows up. And then I make sure that my button is off. If it's blue, it's on. If it's just gray, it's off. So that's really, really important to do. The next thing is I need to have my units set. And you can see here that I've got this clockwise button checked because I know that my instrument was reading in a clockwise direction so that angles are measured clockwise. And I have 2 degrees, 2 decimals of precision, and same with my length because that's all we're doing. Now there's another cool thing down here that you may or may not know about. It's called direction, and it says, where is 0? And remember I said that we were going to set up our 0 to the east, all right? Because that's the standard. We could set it up anywhere, right? But this horizontal as being 0 is very common, so we're going to say that we set up our instrument exactly to the east. Now, if it had been something else, we can take care of it, but we're not going to worry about that right now or in this class unless you go on to do a different module with it. Okay? So, base angle is east. That means 0 is east. We're measuring clockwise. And we don't know the units. Remember I said we don't know what this thing is measuring, so I'm just going to leave it unitless right now. And so now I'm ready to go. So the next thing is we need to put this circle in the right place. Okay, and I've already drawn this at one spot, but you would draw, to do that, you would just basically draw a line to the center point. Let me see if I can find that on here. I would draw a line from 0, 0 to x comma y, and then I would put a little circle there. And from that, I'd be able to start drawing my dimensions. So let's take a look and see what my first one says it is. The first one, and I'm going to actually copy and paste that data into here so that I have it, so that I can see it. So this is my angle and my distance. Angle and distance. And actually, well, I like to do it the other way sometimes, but let's put that in here. And let's make that big enough so I can see it. I guess I have to scale it. There we go. Now I got it big enough so I can read some of it. Let's make it even a little bit bigger. There, now I can read my stuff. So this is my distance and this is my length. So my first one, I can go back here, and I don't have a C-prop layer. You can do all your good layer work, but I'm going to make my first point right at the center. So I've got on here, I've got only my center showing up. So I'm going to draw a line from my center, and it's asking me my next point. So I'm going to say from where I'm at, 399, that's my distance, at an angle, there's a little angle sign up there, 399 at an angle of 58.91. And you can see it there. Wow, I nailed it. Got that one right on, about as close as you can get. Okay, it's not off by very much. One of these was off a little bit, but it looks pretty darn close there when we get down to it. Okay, my reference drawing is off a little bit. So my next one is 433.89 long at an angle of 64.31. So I can do that. I can start at my instrument and I can draw from where I am at. I use the at symbol and I type the length, 433.89, and then the angle symbol. And then my angle is 64.31 degrees. Oh, and look, it went right to the corner of that one. Okay. And so I just keep doing that all the way around. My last one, if I were to do it, should end up here somewhere. So let me do the last one. I'm going to start at my center point and then type from where I am at. And my distance on my very last one is 273.40. So from where I'm at, 273.40 at an angle of, and it says over here, 341.19. 341.19. And what that did is, remember, my zero angle is right around there. So if I go from here all the way around in a circle to here, clockwise, I will have traveled 341.19 degrees. So that's how you lay them out. Of course, you won't have this there. You'll just be out in empty space, and eventually you'll draw from endpoint to endpoint of these lines to do your boundary. So that's how you use survey that was done with distance and angle to draw it versus what we did before, which was XY coordinates. We're doing distance and angle from a known point where our transit level has been set up. Okay, there we go.